everybody, and welcome to this week's installment of the Brockport Golden Eagles Sports Minute. I'm Andy Hyman, and hey, same face, new place. Love to see it, but let's get after what was a busy week in sports. First, we're going to dive into volleyball, where they competed and dominated in SUNYAC pool play. Get it? Dive in, pool play. The Golden Eagles swept the floor, shutting out Oneonta, Cortland, and Buff State to push their win streak to 5. Up next for the ladies, a road match at Houghton on Wednesday. Women's soccer split their weekend series, beating Fredonia 3-1 on Friday and being shut out in a closely contested 1-0 loss to Buff State. Shoutouts to Chelsea Stahl and Daniel Ogrodowski. Stahl netted 2 goals in the win on Friday, and Ogrodowski continues to be a force in goal and is now 25th in the nation in save percentage. The Eagles get a nice break and will play Friday at conference opponent New Paltz. Field hockey tried to end their losing streak, but as we've seen before, it did not pan out that way. The ladies dropped their 2 weekend games to New Paltz and Oneonta. The Golden Eagles will give it another college try when they take on Houghton at home on Wednesday. Now, since the last week's episode, tennis had won its first game of the year. Could they go on a win streak of their own? Well, not exactly. The Golden Eagles fell 6-3 to non-conference opponent Houghton. You can stop the team, but you can't stop Sarah Mensah. And you can't stop those cross-country runners either. Seriously, don't try to do it. Both the men's and women's teams placed in the top 10 this weekend in the Harry Douglas Classic at Roberts Wesleyan. Men's soccer dropped both of their weekend contests as they start SUNYAC play. They lost in a 3-2 battle to Fredonia on Friday and a 2-0 shutout at Buff State on Saturday. The boys will play here against New Paltz on Friday. And now to football. It was the 12th annual Courage Bowl between the Golden Eagles and the St. John Fisher Cardinals. The game meant more than what was being played down on the field, as it was all for Camp Good Days. But what was being played on the field was a beauty. Let's get to it. Brockport scores first. There's Dan Andrews with a 5-yard scamper. Fisher responds, and we're all tied. Not so fast. Brockport unloads 3 more scores, including 2 from Captain Dan, and they take a 28-7 lead going into half. Second half, totally different story. Fisher scores 3 unanswered touchdowns, including one right there to Wyatt Steele. 2 of their drives took a total of 53 seconds. That's faster than Jimmy John's. Fast forward to the final 2 minutes, Brockport trailing by 4 when Dan Andrews punches it in. And the game is over. We've got the win. But hold your horses, or Eagles. After an unnecessary roughness call, Fisher starts at their 38 and they go driving. And then on 3rd and goal, can we get the stop? Not so much, as Matt Nathan punches it in for the go-ahead score. But Brockport gets the ball back for one last shot. And did the spirits of Aaron Rodgers and Doug Flutie rain down on Brian McKean for the last throw? Oh, no good. And for the 3rd straight year, Fisher beats Brockport in the Courage Bowl in another heartbreaker, 42-38. Dan Andrews walks out of the game with 4 touchdowns with a $139 on the ground, and penalties and more penalties, the killer for Brockport. The boys get some much-needed rest this weekend before they travel to Utica on October 8th. Well, that's going to do it for me. Be sure to check out the Athletics homepage for all of your up-to-date stats, stories, and more on all of your favorite Brockport sports. For the Golden Eagles Sports Minute, I'm Andy Hyman.